Welcome to your daily focus for November the 26th, 2019. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. I send it right back to you. Now, we have an exciting day because we have a new moon in Sagittarius. So the opportunities you want to step into, the adventures you want to go on. More importantly, this is the last new moon before the eclipses start. So, look back at the beginning of July, perhaps, the goals, the dreams, the desires that you wanted, because it is not too late to tackle them now. You're still in that energy. And really put a completion to some of the goals and the dreams and the desires that you set out to accomplish. See where you are, measure it up, see what you can do in order to really take it home, really bring in the success, truly bring in happiness for yourself. Step into that adventure, step into that opportunity. It's not too late. You haven't missed the boat, so to speak. 26 energy, messages can come in, good news can come in. Okay, it's good energy to raise your finances in some way, gain money in some way, gain success in some way. So the 26 energy is there to help you as well. Numerology is a 22, so 11 for November, and then we have the 22 energy, right? So this is when dreams can come true. This is when we can make the impossible possible. So all this energy around us is really supporting us and really, raising maybe the confidence, maybe the courage, maybe raising your determination to go forward, to step into some new path. Now, be careful, because I believe Mars and Uranus are across the sky from each other. So they're arguing with each other. So I think that's like a very volatile time in the sky for us all the time. So it could be a really strong day of emotion. People could be very indulgent or very erratic, spontaneous, but not in a good way, a little bit more aggressive, absolutely. So know that is what the energy is, rather than thinking in some way that you're causing it. It is the sky, but you want to step back. You don't want to become that person. You want to think things through in order to really bring in the success and the happiness. Take a step back and count to 10 before you actually answer the question or act on a response. And if we go back to the 26 energy, 2 plus 6 is an 8. So that is our courage. That is our determination. That is our strength. So we're really supported in the numerology so long as we are aware of these energies. So when something, it's really about being flexible and going with the flow and staying open to any kind of change that presents itself. Because it's more of not what is happening to you today, but how you react to that. That really will make the difference in how you go forward. Or just the different, new moon energy, it lasts up to 4 weeks. The first 2 weeks is the strongest, right? And then we have the full moon. Well, let's see what the cards have to say. Oh, it's at 4 degrees. I didn't even mention that. 4 degrees of Sagittarius. And, that's the Emperor. That's the planner. So the numerology is really there to support us. The energy of the skies is very much a part of supporting us in really stepping into some new goals, some new dreams. So say your new moon affirmations. Grow your strength, grow your courage, grow your wisdom. Trust your intuition. We have the Nine of Wands. New moon readings are long, so I don't know if I should say the story or not, but we'll say the story, because I think it's very important when we have this new moon energy to know all the facts and decide for yourself. So this card, we stand there with 9 wands our 8 wands behind us and 1 in our hand. One is very gnarled and short and stumpy looking, and it's going to be a challenge. We are wearing red, and so we're looking at the challenge, and we are wearing white, so the new beginnings, the new starts. So we know that what we are stepping into is going to be challenging, but we're ready for the challenge. We're ready to face the struggles because we know where we're going. The 8 wands behind us represent the paths that we have walked in order to get here, the paths that made us who we are today. I'll say the story at the end, maybe. But I don't want it to be a 3-hour video, so. We have the Chariot. The Chariot is a beautiful card telling us to pull back, to think about our actions, to think about our steps, where we truly want to step. What kind of energy, atmosphere, environment do we really want to put ourselves into going forward with this new moon energy? Maybe we want to change things up and join a new group, or, an organization that is more like-minded with your way of thinking, or your goals, or your dreams, or your desires. Following your intuition is very much highlighted. Listening to the messages coming to you, very much highlighted within this card. But pulling back a little bit, thinking things through. You don't want situations and environments to take you any which way. And if you just ride forward, those horses may take the lead. You may get on a very winding path to the same destination. King of Pentacles is the center card. How wonderful is this? He is by far the king of abundance in the deck. Well, yeah, for kings. He has the abundance. He takes risks. Yes, he does, just like any king would. But it's very well thought out, educated risk. So if you can put your thought behind taking that leap of faith, that jump into action, that new start, then there's success. I mean, we have the 22 energy. I didn't really even go into the master number for today, telling us that we can make the impossible possible. That if we really have the focus and the determination, we really believe in our dreams and our worth, that we can step into it. And here's the King of Pentacles saying the exact same thing. Think outside the box. Go with the flow. Your crown is a living vine. So new growth potential in your ideas, in what you want to do and who you want to become. Our next card, I saw the last card though. Well, I'll show you because I saw it already too. Look at this. We have the Empress. And the last card will be the Page of Cups. But I saw it, so I want you to see it. And it'll probably work into what I'm saying now because I know it's there. The Empress. She's the yearly energy. She is the 3 energy. And we have it with the Emperor's energy of the 4 degrees of Sagittarius, when the new moon will occur. So it is about creating your tomorrow. This is about growing the dream. This is about seeing your potential. This is about birthing a new idea, a new way of doing, being, becoming. This is a card that tells you to get creative. This is a card of fertility and growth. This is a card that tells you to plant the seed for your tomorrow. And then we have the Page of Cups is our last card. And, you know, when this card appears, first of all, the teacher appears when the student is ready. So watch who you meet over the next several weeks, because they could really be leading you into a transformation that you never even thought possible. They could become your mentor, best friend, This card is also very symbolic of your angels, your guides, coming in and whispering in your ear and helping you out and moving you forward. This is about dreaming the dream. The Page of Cups, in some of the cards, she has a very, behind her is very dark and scary, and in front of her is beauty. Now here we have her standing on a beach, and maybe, it's pretty brown, it's pretty blah for a beach, but yet there's this beautiful rainbow in the cloud, and there's this bird coming out of the cup, ready to fly away with your messages of the abundance that you want to come into your life. Maybe it's good health and well-being. Maybe it's relationships and growing them deeper and stronger, or stepping into the relationship of a lifetime. Maybe it's growing your career, your service in the community, whatever it is. So, new moon affirmations, absolutely. Look at the positive, look at the growth factors, look at the beauty around you rather than the negative, what can weigh you down, what can pull you down. Sit in meditation, sit in prayer, sit in quiet contemplation. Think about where you want to go. So it's very much a new moon of really understanding where we want to step, where we could step if we dared, and then making a bit of a plan before we're enacting on those thoughts and making them tangible in our life. So we're contemplating right now. We're looking at our future. We are measuring. We are sizing it up. Right? We're sizing it up. Like I can do this. I can make this strong and straight and with foliage, flowers, blooms, leaves growing on it, representing the successes that we've had on our paths. We'll get a well-being card here. Then we'll do an animal card. Then we will do the Journey of Love card. And then for anybody who wants to hear the story that I think is very important to hear during the new moon energy, wants to hang around for that, absolutely. If you need to leave, because I know these videos can tend to go, so remember through out your day that I do love you. So a well-being card here. Whatever I give attention to, wanted or unwanted, I am creating. Truer words have never been spoken. So where are you putting your attention? Where are you putting your focus? And this has been coming up more and more over the last several weeks of really watching, actually over a month, I would think, of watching our self-talk, of what we are telling ourselves about ourselves. I had a girl walk by me in the crowd the other day and she was laughing about it and she's like, I'm so dumb. And I was like, no, don't say that. Because you're not. And you don't even think you are. So be careful of what you are telling yourself. If you're telling yourself that you can be the best version of you can be, then you will be. They've done all kinds of tests with the brain and how the brain interprets things, our realities, what we should fear, what we have anxiety about. And so when you tell yourself every day, I can be the best me I can be. I can be the best me I can be. Or things come to me with an ease, a grace, a glory. Or I am a money magnet. Or whatever you're saying. But if you're saying it enough each and every day and putting your focus on those words, watch your life transform. Because what happens, it's proven, it's how our brains work. Our brains really don't know if we're telling it fact or fiction. Just like when we have a situation, we live through it, our brain watches it, but every time we relive it in our thoughts, our brain thinks we're there again. That's why we relive the stress, the emotions of the experience as well in our thoughts. So what are you saying to yourself? Eventually, your brain is going to believe whatever you are saying. At first, it might go, yeah, I've heard that before. But after a while, it's going to go, hey, we might be onto something here. Let's change the energy. We need to move forward in this way. We need to be in that environment. We need to be in this situation, and our consciousness will drive us to our goals, our dreams of exactly what we are stating. But if we're stating that we're dumb or we're clumsy or we don't have enough money or nobody loves me, those things will also be a part of your reality. Careful how you state things. One guy was trying to save some money, and so anyway, something happens, and he goes, right now I'm trying not to spend money. And I said, no, right now you're trying to save money. Two different takes on the saying. I'm not trying to spend money. We'll tell the universe that you want to spend money, and we'll create ways to take your money. And that's exactly what was happening to him. He was in tears. So, did I even get to the back of the card? You were born with a magnificent emotional guidance system that lets you know in every moment exactly what your vibrational content is, which is being matched by the law of attraction. As it is your desire to feel good and your practice to choose good feeling thoughts, only good things will come to you. And it's so true. So yes, we always have struggles and day-to-day events happening in our life that, we're human. We're living the human experience. But overall, at the end of the day, choose to bring in your happiness, your success, to have it come to you. Okay, an animal card, you say? So this is also our last week of, I believe, Jupiter being in Sagittarius. So we have the new moon in Sagittarius. We have Jupiter as well there. Venus left yesterday, went into Capricorn. So we don't have that energy anymore to raise the energy even more, but freedom. Freedom with the horse. Freedom, transformation, free spirit, move, and courage. The secret of happiness is freedom. The secret of freedom is courage. Horse has a powerful message to share with you in regards to your time of transformation and newfound freedoms. Sometimes it's easier for you to just sit in your fuzzy PJs and hope that life will change, yet you continue to allow yourself to be shackled away from your true spirit and your true soul. However, Horse tells you it's time to dream big. It may be time to make changes within your current relationships, whether romantic or platonic, or it could be that you feel stifled in your current career choices, or perhaps what you do within the community. Freedom doesn't mean that you have to give up your entire life, but instead, allow yourself to disconnect from the anchors tied around you. It takes courage. The end result will be a positive one. Spend some time in nature, taking in the feeling of the wind in your hair. Breathe in nature's goodness and just be. Just a few moments of solitude each day can allow your soul to reboot and clear itself from life's toxicities, freeing it in order to see the proper path. Horse could also mean that it's time for you to move home locations into the country, or heck, just go for a day drive. You don't have to move. It's about knowing that you can have the freedom that you crave in your life, whether it's time or energy, maybe it's financial. So right now we're really in an energy of dreaming the impossible and making it a reality in our life. But it takes work, it takes perseverance, it takes discipline in our lives in order to move it to the conscious. It's a beautiful time to set some goals for yourself, or to go back to July. What was it that you were thinking that you were going to move into, and where are you at with that? And it doesn't matter if you haven't really even given it much thought. The fact that you've given it some thought means that you did move forward on that path, and it's not too late. So to step into it, it's really not too late. You haven't missed the boat. Now's the time to begin. Now's the time to start. Now's the time to raise it to the next level. We have our Journey of Love cards here because it is a new moon. Soft, 47 and 11. So another master number appears again. Soft. $47. It's short. You are the softness he desires. You help light his way. You nurture all. You nurture all that he holds dear, though tempest clouds dismay. And in the quiet of the storm, his gentleness comes through, and in the shelter of his arms, his heart is there for you. A sanctuary bathed in soft light, your heart is receptive, inviting, gentle. It brings strength to the weary, comfort to the lonely, healing to the wounded. It's a magnet for all that is needed. For you, your beloveds, your world. Don't imagine you must always be a fighter, going against the part of your nature that longs for harmony and peace. This is your time to be soft, to surrender, to let the subtle waves of the heart invite love in, and to receive. In doing so, you will give so much. This oracle brings a message of peace. Surrender now, be soft, even just for this moment of quiet reflection. You have perhaps been working too hard at growing and living. Take some moments to replenish and allow the divine to help you, dear one. Be soft so you are receptive to the divine. It is when we let go that we truly perceive the obstacles that lie between us and the ones with the divine lover. Let go and perceive that the divine lover is already awakened in your heart. Love yourself. Know that you are deserving. Know that you are worthy. Take a moment and just breathe. Know that you're beautiful. Know that you're strong. Know that you are capable. Know that you are deserving. The story. I knew I was forgetting something. The story. So when I see the Nine of Wands, I right away I want to just tell the whole story of the young girl. The young girl who helped her father, sewing beautiful threads and yarns together of different colors and patterns and strengths and design. And one day her father came in and said, "Daughter, it's time to go and sell our ropes and threads and find you a husband." And so she thought, okay, let's go, Dad. So they packed everything up and boarded the ship, and there was a violent storm. And the ship was cast out to sea. There was no survivors. She was the lone survivor, and she found herself on this beach. And before she even knew what had really happened and could process it, some guys came and grabbed her, and they took her and put her for sale. And a man was watching the auction, and he thought, well, I could probably give her a better life than some of these other people. And so he purchased her. And he took her back to his place where he made different cloths of different degrees of strength and tarps and different colors and designs. And so she spent the next little while there, and finally one day it was time to pack everything up and go trading across the sea. And pirates had overtaken the ship. So they took her hostage, and she began to make the masts that held the huge flags, or the huge sails up, all the long poles. And one day there was a violent storm, and once again she found herself the lone survivor waking up on a sandy beach. And she looked up into the sky and she's like, why? Why do you do this to me? Every time I find peace with my life, every time I find a little bit of happiness in my life, where I can finally settle down, where I can finally breathe, where I can finally accept my now and be content with it. You go and pull me right out of it. And along come these two guards and they say, we have to take you to the emperor. And she says, of course you do. And away she went with them. And she was in front of the emperor, and the emperor told her of this tale, this myth of this lone woman that would be found on the beach. And she could build these marvelous things called tents. And she would bring honor and riches and respect to the emperor of the land at the time. And he said to her, can you do these things? And she thought about it for a minute or two, and she said, well, yeah, I can do that. So, okay, what do you need? What do you need? And so first she wanted to make the tarps, the walls, the roof. And he goes, well, we don't have that kind of material here. And she goes, don't worry, I know how to make it. And she went to work. And after she was done, she says, okay, she says, now I need some very big posts, some long, long posts. And the emperor once again said, we have nothing like that. And she says, don't worry, I know how to make them. And away she went to work. And when she was almost completed, she says, finally, I need the ropes to tie down the ends of the tents. And he goes, well, we have nothing like that here. And she says, don't worry, I know how to make them. And she went to work. And she made this tent that from all of the voyages and travels throughout the world that she witnessed, and she kind of put all of that into her own creation. And it was the most beautiful and wonderful tent the world had ever seen. And the emperor gained respect and riches and fortune. And so he called her back in front of him and he said, thank you. Like, you've given me all this happiness and joy. What can I do for you? And she thought about it for a minute and she says, well, a long time ago I set out to get married, find a husband. So I guess I would like a husband. And he said, marry me. And so they lived happily ever after. And the moral of the story is sometimes we walk a path in our life and, you know, all of a sudden things change and we're doing this now and we're learning that. And every time we think that we're getting somewhere, life, you know, throws us a curveball and we find ourselves out in left field walking a new path. And we just sometimes it's like, why? And the reason is because we want to make sure, they want to make sure that you are ready to marry the emperor. So it's preparing you in all different ways in your life to become the person you are now, to really challenge yourself to step into your tomorrow. So this new moon energy, I mean, watch people with that Mars-Uranus, I think they're opposing each other. I think they're across the sky from each other. So that's never a good thing. So watch your anger maybe coming out. Hold it down. Really think about what you want to say. The minute you get angry, you lose the fight. So you don't want to ever take that direction. Watch people that are being a little bit, and you know, spontaneous about it and very disruptive about it. Almost, you know, rebellious about something that normally wouldn't bother them. But besides that, we have this beautiful, beautiful energy surrounding us to really make the impossible possible in our lives with dedication, with focus, with a plan. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.